Alright, welcome to the stream. I'm gonna try to figure out why my X1 Carbon will not print. Clean the plate off. Soap, water. Gonna do the IPA now. Just while we wait for some other people to roll in. I've got the hot end sock already taken off so that I can get a better look at that, make sure there's no PETG built up or anything like that on there. Got the A1 Mini plugging away. Doing a gift for a friend. That's gonna turn out awesome. Can't wait to see how that ends up. Now I can watch what's going on. Create this one. I gotta say, I got a lot of help from a lot of people that actually showed up to my last video where I was talking about the issues I was having. So I can't even explain or express how happy I am and pleased with all the people that helped me. Looks like we've got a lot to go off of. I wanna try a shotgun approach where I use just about everybody's suggestion here with temperatures, bed temperatures, cleaning the bed. Been using all the defaults for PETG, being that it's Bambu Labs PETG that I'm using. I figured that should be good, but it does seem like they run it a little bit colder, and that might be why it's actually clumping up on me like that. Looks like we got 3 people. Hey, thanks for watching the stream. Drop a line in the chat so I could say thank you and know who is watching. I have already cleaned off the nozzle a little bit. There was definitely PETG, PLA, whatever that had got under that silicon sock that was definitely not helping anything. So everybody said that suggested that. Thank you very much. Somebody said something about a bent hot end. Don't see any evidence of that. I think the purge line not being as close to the edge of the plate as they were expecting was just the outdated lines that Bambu was using for the calibration when I made that video. So I think that was just confusion. I didn't really explain that that's what I had done in that video. Was I was trying to just even get it to calibrate, and I couldn't get it to stick or anything. And so I also used all my different build plates. I've got a Wham Bam build plate. I've got the PEI textured build plate from Bambu Lab. That wasn't working. Eventually went back to the cool plate. I kind of swore that off, that I was never going to use that thing again. But I could at least get something to stick there. Also updated my slicer settings so that it's going to get more smoosh on the build plate. Hopefully that'll help with the adhesion. I also slowed it down and bumped up the temperature about 5 degrees from what Bambu had it set to. What I'm actually trying to print are my business card. When it actually prints, it looks great. Except for right there, that's the first time it's screwed up like that. But that's definitely a good result with the fine print. Getting all of that on a 0.4 nozzle is pretty impressive to me. Hey, whoever's watching, say hi in the chat. Thanks for watching. If you're somebody that threw a suggestion at me on what to do, thank you. In my last video, that was so helpful to have people leaving comments. I had so much to go off of that That was the whole shotgun approach I'm trying to do. But I'm going to go ahead and clean off the build plate and heat up my hot end. I better put the cover back on my hot end and the silicone sock for that matter. Yeah, whoever suggested removing the sock from the hot end, good on you. There was definitely some filament caked up in there. You can also wipe off the LiDAR lens. Got my hands in there. Looks like that LiDAR was a little messy. Wouldn't be able to show it in the video, but there was some filament that came off of it. So if you definitely don't know what I'm talking about, you should go watch my last video where I talk about my X1 Carbon nightmares. I know there's a bit of an exaggeration with nightmares, and I apologize for the clickbait headline, but I needed help. Let me go ahead and wash, or finish cleaning off my build plate with the IPA. Fiber. Yeah, Bambu Lab told me that the textured build plate being warped shouldn't have any relation to my adhesion problems. That the bed itself, or the hotbed itself, is magnetic, so the plate being warped should be irrelevant. I don't know if it's irrelevant, but that's what they said. Hey, thank you. Me too. I'm sure somebody will. They threw a shotgun approach at it, so just gonna try everything that was suggested and give it a whirl. I know next to nothing about it. That's what makes it fun. I like learning new things. People have already helped me, honestly. Everybody that reached out in the chat last time helped me. Hey, Alan, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Yep, already cleaned off my nozzle. Underneath that silicone sock, there was definitely a bunch of caked up crap under there, so I've taken that off, cleaned that out. Got my build plate all cleaned off. I also adjusted my slicer settings, so it's going to get a little bit closer to the bed where it prints this time. I think I'll put it on this way. against the warped side of it. Hold it down as much as possible, hopefully. Ah, right? Yeah, well, that's what was awesome when I did my unboxing, is somebody was in the chat that had problems, and right as I came across something, they were like, oh, you know what you need to do? You need to put that Allen wrench in on the side there. And I was like, ah, gotcha. So yeah, being prepared or having somebody that knows is the way to go. Oh man, everybody told me so much, it's kind of hard to say. I'm doing the shotgun approach to it. I've cleaned everything off, basically tore it all apart, made sure there wasn't any kind of obvious weak part of the chain somewhere that I could identify as an issue. Definitely saw that there was like filament buildup underneath the silicon sock, and so that could be not allowing it to heat up and just building up too much and then causing it to smear because so much is built up on that. But got my build plate cleaned. Whoever said to use Scotch-Brite, I forget, but I'll go back into the chat when I figure this out and thank them if that's part of the fix here. But that was something that I wasn't doing. I was figuring that IPA would be enough. But I got that back on there. I'm going to go run over to the computer and slice this file again and push it over and be right back. Thanks for watching. Yeah, I'm gonna have it do everything. I'm gonna have it level the bed, go through the whole process just because I've messed around with so much stuff. Again, what I'm trying to do, and it's printed, I mean, you can see, if it fails this time, I've got proof. I've printed tons of these. These have came out PETG, no problem whatsoever. I mean, I don't even have any inclination on why it started going south like it did, but hopefully we'll get something that looks as good as this that comes out of there now. Adjusted the slicer settings so it's going to be closer each layer. I'm just going to take this off and go right up here. I guess it's going to be a little anticlimactic because it's still hot, heating up. But I guess I could show you. This is the QR code I'm making for a friend. It's going to be really cool. I'm going to take them to a fun video and hopefully get somebody some more views. All that PLA over there on the A1 Mini is printed pretty much flawlessly at this point. Haven't had anything even close to an adhesion problem on that thing. Using the PEI plate and everything. And again, I've tried 3 different plates. I've had this Wham Bam plate over here. And then the cool plate. And then the textured PEI. So I mean, all of them started having the same exact damn issue. But my hot end is a lot cleaner. Got everything out from underneath of there. Yeah, the engineering plate, I don't know why I was so anti-cool plate and engineering plate. Probably just because I thought I was gonna get away from using glue. But I mean, with PETG, it seems that everybody's telling me you just gotta use the glue stick, so I've got whole damn box. Never even opened the shit yet. But I mean, there it is. It's not like I'm not wanting to buy it. I just don't like using it. But at the end of the day, if it gets the material to stick, I mean, I'm gonna have to bite the bullet and just deal with it. Alright, well, looks like it's starting to get going. It is gonna do a leveling. So I guess we've got probably another 7 minutes. These are all for the review of the A1 Mini I plan on doing. That's next on the agenda as soon as I can get this finished. Oh, right on. Yeah, I mean, I've had so much confusion because some people have told me that, oh yeah, it's for adherence, and some people say no, it's just to make it less likely to stick once it's cooled. So I don't know, it seems like the jury's still out on that. Right, I've got 30 sticks of the glue sitting right there, right? It's definitely not gonna hurt nothing. Oh yeah, I also slowed everything down. That was another great suggestion. Everybody said, you know, heat it up, make sure the plate is getting hot enough. Yeah, we'll let this one go here and see. I mean, it has only made a mess. Right, and the residue on the bottom, and it also leaves like imprints. So if you don't clean it off, which I'm kind of lazy of not doing after every print, you know, it's gonna leave almost like a shadow, so to speak, on the bottom of it. But again, if it gets this issue to go away, and I'm actually able to print PETG without problems, I mean, I'm gonna have to just get used to cleaning my plate. It already looks like there's a little bit of extra seepage coming out of there. Ah, ASA, gotcha. And you know, I've only gone to PETG just based on everybody's recommendations that the colors are so much better. On my pen caps that I make, I haven't really noticed any kind of real difference on the quality of it. It feels the same. The colors generally look the same, like the black, the white. ABS, right on. I may have to get into that. I mean, right now I'm only making things that aren't going to be outside a lot. So, and not really impact either, but I mean, ABS couldn't hurt. Especially if it's less of a pain in the butt than this. Well, that already looks better. I was coming off the plate at this point last time. The problem with my shotgun approach, and I did this when I worked at Apple, is I would just try a whole bunch of things all at once without testing after doing each one. Like after every step, you know, I should have printed something and seen if there was a difference. But just for not making this a 10-hour video, I tried to do as much as I could. That looks great. I feel like it would have already made a mess. I could see maybe a little bit of buildup. Yeah, I mean, it does, doesn't it? God, I hate that I can't give you a definitive answer. That would be the worst when a customer would say, "Oh, what'd you do?" And I said, "Well, I did X, Y, and Z, and I don't know which one of them fixed it, damn it." All right, I mean, that's good to know. Thanks, Alistair. Thanks, Alan, for sure. X1. All right, on. Yeah, look at that. What? I mean, after countless prints of just making a mess, this looks so promising. Well, to everybody that gave me a suggestion, thank you so much. Yeah, I have noticed that when I get a successful print, that was generally the case, that it was sticking too well. I actually had to pull out the LOL, right? I mean, that is nice. Especially when you've been dealing with a disaster for 2 days. Making nothing but a mess. And again, I didn't dry out the filament. That's one suggestion I was going to get to, but I didn't have 8 hours to just sit and watch a printer dry filament. I don't really trust to leave that drying while I'm at work. Haha, right on. Yeah, that's what's been keeping me going down, or away from going the Voron route, is I know it's going to be all on me. Right, yeah, I could only imagine down in Florida. Thanks, Tabby. Thanks for watching. Good night. Yeah, down in Florida, I could only imagine the desiccant you'd go through. I even keep this room, I mean, it's a small, tiny room, and I keep it dehumidified. But look at that, everybody. Oh my goodness. I swear to God, if you've helped me out with this, I thank you so much. But that is just laying it down right now. I'll keep it going for the whole business card. If anybody wants to chat, definitely stick around for that. I love it. I love this lime green color. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, oddly enough, I haven't seen the bubbles in the PETG, but I just opened a brand new thing of white PLA from Bambu and put it on the A1 Mini. And that I actually could see layers, or on the first couple layers, that there was some bubbles down there. But that was the very first time I'd actually seen that. Yeah, I see other printers and I think to myself, man, I love to just be able to order some filament, slap it in the thing, and know that it's pretty much going to be push play and watch it go. I mean, this could have been a number of things. Again, my shotgun approach wasn't best for documenting it. So yeah, that's a great question. After every time you go between filaments, should you do a calibration? Because I thought that at least if you had the RFID, that it was going to do all of that, and it knew like flow calibrations and all that stuff. But yeah, that's one of the best things. I mean, Bambu, to me, when I was shopping around, seemed like the obvious choice. Like, as far as the price for what you get. And then again, waiting as long as I would have had to wait for a Prusa would have killed me. I think that's the only other, I wouldn't say the only other one, but as far as the quality that everybody talks online, never really had my hands on one yet to say for sure, but I've seen the results that people are pulling off of them. Well, the obvious thing that I noted, again, was the filament buildup underneath the silicon sock. I did really deep clean the plate, but again, the plate, I had plates that I've barely used. Yeah, I get that, but yeah. Everything that I've used has been straight up Bambu, you know, and my AMS, you know, all of them, everything I get. To me, it's just the obvious choice just for that RFID. Right? I made a video about that. Like, that was literally the best purchase I ever made as far as an accessory, Alistair. That changed the game for me. I even loved not just the adherence, but the look of things that come off of there. I don't know if I can get a good look. But man, that is just, looks like such a good finished product. I don't know if you've used the Wham Bam plate, but the stuff that comes off of there is pretty nice too. It's pretty mirror-like. Uh-oh. Looks like there's a little bit of buildup on the nozzle. Those bumps in the model are pretty much just my lack of being great at modeling. So there is a little bit of issues with that, but for the most part, these cards print good before all this started happening. Right? Hey man, you gotta be able to make your business cards accessible to everybody. I'm all for it. Yeah, I was making a spool, and the spool just kept coming off of the plate every single time. And I looked at my build plate and saw it was warped. And Bambu doesn't seem to think that that's a big deal or has anything to do with it, but I guess it's printing this fine. Ah, right on. Gotcha. Artillery sidewinder. I'm gonna have to look that up and see about that. I've not heard of that one. But yeah, I love the Wham Bam plate. Got to be careful with PETG though. I accidentally forgot to adjust the settings, and thank God it was just a small little object like this. And so it only put like a little mark on the plate that was that size. Well, those striations are a little odd. For the most part, it looks pretty normal. When the card's printed, all that kind of levels out with all the other stuff that it prints on top of that. Again, it's probably just my lack of being able to model. But I made a business card. It works. The QR code will get you to my site. So when these actually print, they're pretty good. Yeah, you know, I've had on the website for Bambu's PETG, it says less stringing, less clumping. And I feel like that's just got to be complete bullshit. Does that mean compared to like other PETG or PLA or what? Because this definitely clumps up and makes more of a mess than a PLA. I mean, it's not even close. I could show you the A1 next to this and it looks pristine, and it's been printing for 2 hours. This has been printing for 32 minutes, so. A little glue on the plate. Just inside of the link. All right, and I'll have to look into that, Alan. Stop using PETGs as the build. Yeah, the buildup is, I'm with you on that. I feel like maybe if you're going to do single color stuff, you know, go ahead, but man. Yeah, right? And marketing BS. I expect that completely. I feel like this is like a torture test and like really pushes the 0.4 nozzle to the limit. Like a QR code of this size, like you couldn't shrink this down another 0.5 millimeter and get it to print correctly. But yeah, that stringing is kind of not worth printing with PETG. Hey, I mean, you know what? If you're biased, you've probably got a good enough reason. It probably works for you. I mean, that's why, I mean, shocker, I'm on an iPhone, so everybody always gives me crap for being on an iPhone. I'm like, I don't know, man. I feel like my phone does everything I need a phone to do. Rake me over the coals for it, but it's a phone to me. Check my mail, I shoot videos. Don't really think about the interface that much. Well, back to printing though. This thing's probably got, let's take a look. Got a readout right there. 9 minutes. Most of that's gonna be filament changes, I'll bet. Again, thanks for watching and hanging out, guys. You guys are awesome. But as you can see, I think we've got a working printer again. I wish I knew what fixed it. Got a pretty good idea of what I can avoid in the future, thanks to everybody's help. Yeah, look at that. See all that? 5 minutes to put that little orange center of the play button on. It's important. Doesn't look right if you don't do that. Just didn't seem right to put white on there in the middle. Yeah, look at that, less stringing. BS. Yeah, looks like the .com will actually print better this time. I don't know why on this one it printed like that. That's the first time it was that crappy. That looks kind of nasty. Look at that. All that. I gotta get better at modeling, don't I? Silent mode might fix that, huh? Right, just slowing it down. Isn't that what that would do? Is just slow everything down like a global basis, basically. All right. I'm definitely going to give that a shot. Man, I appreciate feedback like that. I'm new, so I mean, anytime I can get somebody to fill me in on something that's going to make it better, I'm open for it. Shoot. That's pretty much my motto, is I've always got room for improvement. You don't got to know everything, you just got to know where to find the answer. Okay. Yeah, this is pretty much done. I think it's got 6 minutes, and most of that's going to be another filament change, if I'm not mistaken. But it's basically just going to fill in that right there. And then it's going to fill in that black. Yeah, and then it's just going to top off that play button with a little orange dot. Yeah, on the next go around, I'll definitely give that a shot though. Yeah, good call. Thanks for that. What's on the printer today? Awesome. Got that little bit in the back too. Nice. Gotcha. Yeah, everybody does say that it's more finicky, but I really had no idea it would be, you know, you use it good for a week and then all of a sudden it goes south. Because I literally printed, you know, 30 of these business cards and they just all went off without a hitch. I saved the file on Bambu Studio, came back to it and it just would not print. You know, I posted what I was getting and that was on all my build plates. I tried all 3 of my build plates, well 4 technically because the cool plate has 2 sides to it. And it was just mush. Just kind of throwing spaghetti all across the board. But I think this shows that the community and reaching out to everybody was an awesome idea, because that looks like a successful print. Yeah, again, I think it's literally going to just drop a little bit on that play button. Yeah, I feel like I'm constantly babysitting with 3D printing anyway. Like, I see people talking about like, yeah, it took me 3 weeks to print this sculpture with 16 colors, and I'll think to myself, like, I would never let my printer run for that long. Like, that's crazy to me. But I'm pretty pleased with these results, to say the least. And that's that. That is a successful print for the first time, probably 3 or 4 days. And they finished up at pretty much the same time. Look at that. Couldn't have planned that any better. What was that, Alistair? Oh, ABS, give it a shot. Cool. Oh yeah, close the door for sure. Okay, you know what? I saw a cool print for the bento box actually. I actually wanted to print it just because it looked cool. That's a real design winner right there. When you print the shit and you don't even know you need it yet. Toxic fumes in the morning. No shit. Why not? Heck yeah, right? As soon as you open that door and you know it's completely perfect, it's a win. Well, shoot. I am more than happy. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try that silent mode. See if I get things any better. That might be a good idea for a future video, man. Just do a cool comparison on silent mode lettering as opposed to standard speed. Right on. Yeah, I'm going to look into that just because I know I'm not going to stick with PETG for very much longer, I don't think. I mean, I've got all that to go, plus a couple rolls somewhere. I thought there was one. Oh yeah, there's a roll of gold down there. I don't know, I got to figure out some big stuff to do to blow through it, I guess, because I think I'd rather just stick with PLA. At least for the stuff that I'm doing that's kind of piddly like this. Seems like it'd be a lot easier to deal with PLA. Because I gotta make a lot of these. I'm taking them around and leaving them all over the place. Because People actually like these things. People don't want everybody to know that they vape. Throw these on top of your vape and medicate without everybody knowing what you're up to. But all right, everyone. Thanks for coming in and checking this out. It was definitely cool to hang out with y'all. I appreciate the internet helping me out and getting my X1 Carbon up and going. Yeah, see you later, Alistair. Thanks for stopping in. You're awesome, man. Yeah, that's all me. That was all done in Blender. I'm sure it could be better, but I mean, for what it does and what it was designed to do, I mean, it's perfect. Again, having that little issue right there with the .com, that's kind of new, but I'll deal with that. Being able to get this far with it, I think I'll deal with it. All right, though. Thanks for stopping in, guys. You're all awesome. The internet wins by helping me out with this. Have a good one.